So if you're looking at the last trading session, as far as Wall Street is concerned, the trade was completely flat. And as I have said, the trend for Dow Jones and Nasdaq is completely narrowed down, and SPX right now is an avoid. With that context, let us see what has happened in the last trading session and what will probably happen in the next trading session going forward. So this is the price chart of Dow Jones, and as you can clearly see, the range was completely narrow. Now let me tell you one thing, that there are two perspectives. Okay, if you are looking at the overall context, you can clearly see the narrow range which is in between 33,424 and 33,557 on the downside, and you have 33,970 and 34,000 on the upside. So this is the narrow range. But if you are looking at the overall picture, when I'm talking about the overall picture, I'm just saying that if you're looking at the price action in the last couple of days, this highlighted section, now this section suggests that when you have a sharp price fall, these kind of flat movements are not at all good. So these kind of flat movements just representing a pause for a short time, before which or after which the big slide continues. So these are the two perspectives that we can take out from the levels, or right now from the price chart of Dow Jones. But at the same time, because it is holding on to its level or your recent lows of 33,424, so the levels will be similar. And as I've told you, first we will look at the narrow price range of Dow Jones, and ranges are as follows, which I have explained: 33,424 on the downside and 34,000 on the upside, and then thereafter we will talk about the rest of the things. So don't try to either avoid or don't try to go below or beyond the range, either on the upside or on the downside, as far as Dow Jones is concerned. Now talking about the Nasdaq is a slight bit on the negative side, even with the big correction that we have seen in the last couple of days. And if you are looking at the price chart of Nasdaq, you can also see the similar kind of thing. So you have 10,900 on the downside, and you have 10,987. So these are the two specific levels that we are going to look at as far as the lower end of the range is concerned. Similarly, on the upside, you have 11,164 and 11,217, 220. And as we can see, that the similar logic applies, where the price chart of Nasdaq has literally fallen from the highs of 11,550 to the lows of 10,900. But because Nasdaq does not breaks below 10,900, so for the time being it is going to be your support or strong support. If it breaks below 10,900, then it would be a problem for us. But in the very short term, you may also see that the levels are now oversold. So any short term bounce back is an expectation for both Nasdaq and Dow Jones, but whether it will sustain or not, that's a very big question that we need an answer of, and we will get to know when the trading session will become live again. Now as far as S&P 500, let us see whether there is any shift in the trend. Yes, one thing is very clear, and as I've told you the same thing in the last video as well, whatever is happening above 3,900 and 3,917, because these were the levels above which the breakout has happened. So if the S&P 500 index trading above both these two levels, then the trend is fine. Okay, whether we have volatility or not, that's a different thing, but the trend as of now is fine. Below 3,900 we have our next support, or I would rather say a stop loss of 3,830, and below which the downside or big downside will start again. So we have to look at these levels. So yesterday's session was completely flat, and we have to see after this big slide for the last 2 or 3 trading session, is there is any bounce back, is there is any very short term bounce back, whether it will be an intraday bounce back or couple of minutes, couple of hours, or 2-3 days, that is yet to be seen. But most importantly, first of all, is there is any bounce back, second, whether it will sustain or not, and third, which is the most negative part, whether it's going to hold its current support levels or not. Because if it does not, then with low volumes, market will turn volatile. Generally it does not happen in the month of December because volumes are very low, and even if the stock market goes down, it will come back to its neutral zone. So with that perspective, I'm not at all very negative on the market. It's going to be a range bout, but it cannot be a negative one beyond a certain point. But that is something which we need an answer of. So either avoid, or you just look for the support level and expect an intraday bounce back going forward. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.